Over the past few months, the mansion had transformed from a place of formal elegance into a quiet war zone. Conversations became calculated. Smiles felt forced. Trust eroded. Beneath every family dinner and business discussion, tension simmered. At the center of that tension were Ailey and Kin, and Atesh was the one who felt the shift most clearly. What began as subtle rivalry had evolved into something far more dangerous. Ailey no longer wanted Kin out of sight. She wanted her out of existence. In her mind, Kin's presence threatened her position, her influence, and her future. What she called survival was, in truth, obsession. Nazir became her partner in this decision. Their conversations were coded, but the objective was clear: remove Kin permanently. A remote dock warehouse was chosen. An accident would be staged. No witnesses. No suspicion. Kin never saw it coming. One evening, as she drove alone, a van blocked her path. Men surrounded her car. Within seconds, she was overpowered and taken. The operation was fast, deliberate, and brutal. At the mansion, Atesh received a message from an unknown number. A single photo. Kin tied up, terrified. Then another message followed. She won't survive the night. Something inside him snapped instantly. He didn't alert security. He didn't call the police. He acted. He drove to the docks through heavy rain, ignoring traffic lights and speed limits. By the time he reached the abandoned warehouse, the storm matched the violence building inside him. He barely stepped out of the car before the first attacker struck. A metal pipe swung at his head. He dodged and retaliated, dropping the man instantly. A knife sliced across his shoulder during the second attack. Blood soaked through his shirt, but he didn't slow down. Inside the warehouse, he saw Kin near the dock's edge, hands bound. Two men held her upright. "Let her go," he warned. They laughed. One shoved her toward the water. She slipped. The sea below churned violently. Atesh charged. He fought through multiple attackers, taking hits, sustaining cuts, but refusing to stop. A kick knocked him down briefly, and in that moment, Kin was pushed into the water. Her scream ended as the sea swallowed her. Without hesitation, Atesh dove in. The cold was brutal. His injured shoulder screamed in pain, but he forced himself deeper. He searched blindly until he saw her beneath the surface, drifting. He grabbed her wrist just before she lost consciousness completely and pulled her up. Fighting the current, he dragged her back to the dock and lifted her out with the last of his strength. She wasn't breathing. He began CPR immediately, ignoring the rain and blood mixing around them. "Come on," he muttered. "Stay with me." Seconds felt endless. Then she coughed. Water spilled from her mouth as she gasped for air. Relief broke through him like a shockwave. "You're not leaving me," he said, voice unsteady. He neutralized the remaining attacker and carried her back to the mansion himself, despite his injuries. When he entered, covered in blood and rain, the staff froze. "Call the doctor," he ordered. Kin was stabilized first. Only after she was confirmed safe did he allow his own wounds to be treated. Even while being stitched, his eyes never left her. Hours later, she opened her eyes. "You came," she whispered. "Always," he replied. The word meant more than either of them expected. From that night forward, Atesh changed. He became focused, strategic, controlled. He began investigating the ambush personally. Security footage, financial records, communication logs. Nothing was overlooked. He trusted Semel to assist him. "Find out who's responsible," Atesh said. Semel followed the money trail. It led to Nazir's shell companies, but the funding source traced back further. Ashley. The evidence was clear. She had financed the attack. Semel understood the consequences immediately. If Atesh learned the truth, there would be no forgiveness. It would fracture the family permanently. So Semel withheld the final piece of information. When Atesh asked, "Did you find anything?" Semel answered, "Not yet." It was a calculated omission. Meanwhile, Ashley didn't retreat. Her ambition only intensified. She wanted AIS loyalty and influence. She believed that securing power would allow her to eliminate any threat, including Kin. But events were shifting beyond her control. AIS conducted his own quiet investigation. Unlike Atesh, he responded with silence rather than rage. He observed, analyzed, connected the dots. Eventually, he uncovered Ailey's cooperation with Nazir in setting the trap. He summoned her. "You betrayed this family," he told her calmly. "I did what I had to do," she replied. "You tried to have someone killed. She was replacing me." "You replaced yourself," he said coldly. He stripped her of authority and influence, restricted her access, publicly distanced himself from her decisions. Her humiliation was complete. When Atesh later discovered that Semel had known more than he revealed, anger surfaced. "You lied to me." "I protected you," Semel answered. "From what?" "From crossing a line you can't uncross." Atesh didn't deny it. He knew the rage he carried. As conflicts unfolded, something else developed quietly. His bond with Mkin strengthened. The dock incident removed pretense. He spent time with her without agenda. Morning coffee, evening walks, simple conversations. One night she asked, "Why are you protecting me like this?" He answered honestly, "I misjudged you. I thought you were fragile. And now I see strength. And I won't let anyone harm you again." It wasn't control. It was commitment. Gradually, their relationship shifted. She moved into the master wing, not as an obligation, but by choice. Whispers circulated, but Atesh ignored them. He had almost lost her. That changed everything. Ashley continued her pursuit of power, unaware that investigations were closing in. Ailey simmered in quiet resentment. Semel carried guilt over his silence. And Atesh prepared. The ambush had taught him one undeniable truth. Love was not weakness. It was motivation. It was clarity. Anyone who targeted Mkin again would face consequences far greater than they anticipated. The mansion was no longer suffocating in tension. It was stabilizing around a new reality. Atesh and Mkin were no longer opponents, shaped by circumstance. They were allies. And that shift altered the balance of power completely. And with that, the storm inside the mansion is far from over. Alliances are shifting, secrets are cracking, and the real war is just beginning. If this episode proved anything, it's that love and power can't exist peacefully for long, and the next move could change everything. Before you go, make sure you like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe to Series World so you never miss the next explosive update. Your support keeps us bringing you deeper analysis and faster episode insights. Now here's the big question for you. If Atesh discovers the full truth about Ashley's involvement, will he choose revenge, or will he protect the family name at any cost? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'm reading every single one, and your theories might be featured in the next video. Until next time, stay tuned because in this series, nothing stays hidden for long.